refers to Dan Air Flight 1008, a tragic aviation disaster that occurred on April 25, 1980. It remains one of the most significant accidents in the history of British charter aviation. The flight and disappearance. The flight was a Boeing 7237-46, traveling from Manchester, UK, to Tenerife North Airport in the Canary Islands. On board were 138 passengers and 8 crew members, many of whom were holidaymakers looking forward to a spring break. As the aircraft approached Tenerife, the weather was poor, with low clouds and limited visibility. The crew was instructed by air traffic control to enter a non-standard holding pattern, a flight path used to delay an aircraft's landing, over a specific radio beacon. The fatal error. The disaster was caused by a combination of miscommunication and navigational errors. 1. Ambiguous instructions. The holding pattern requested by the Spanish controllers was not a standard published procedure. The flight crew did not have a chart for this specific pattern. 2. Navigation mistake. While attempting to enter the hold, the pilot mistakenly turned the aircraft toward the southeast instead of the prescribed direction. 3. Terrain awareness. This wrong turn took the plane directly into a mountainous region. The minimum safe altitude for that specific area was 14,500 feet, but the plane was cleared to descend to just 5,000 feet. The impact. Hidden by thick clouds, the crew was unaware they were flying directly toward a mountain. Moments before the crash, the ground proximity warning system triggered, sounding an alarm in the cockpit. The crew attempted a steep climb and a sharp turn to escape, but it was too late. At 1:21 p.m. local time, the aircraft struck Mount La Esperanza at an altitude of approximately 5,450 feet. The impact was catastrophic, and all 146 people on board were killed instantly. Investigation and legacy. The subsequent investigation was controversial. The Spanish authorities primarily blamed the pilot for poor navigation. However, the British Air Accidents Investigation Branch argued that the vague and unflyable instructions from ATC, combined with the lack of published charts for the requested maneuver, were the primary factors that disoriented the crew. Today, a memorial stands in Manchester Southern Cemetery to honor the victims. The tragedy also led to stricter regulations regarding the publication of holding patterns and improved communication standards between pilots and controllers to ensure such a controlled flight into terrain would not happen again.